Hi guys, and welcome to Love Speaks. I am Love. Y'all, I've been gone for so long, and I just want to tell y'all right now I am recording live. So hi from everybody on live, and hi from everybody watching the pre-recorded. um if y'all want to check out my live stream, I am on Twitch, and very soon I plan on going live on TikTok on Mondays and Wednesdays at 11 a.m. So if you don't want to miss it, if you just be like, oh, I cannot wait until next week. I need to see Shemaya right now. I need to listen to some Love Speak right now. Mondays and Wednesdays at 11 a.m. on Twitch and on TikTok Live. I will be posting both of the links in my YouTube video. And if you are on my if you are on the podcast just listening websites, I will post it on my Instagram page and my Facebook page, just so y'all can be able to click on the link. You'll have to go on one of them pages because there's nothing I can do on podcast live on the voice ones that I know of, but I'm gonna look into it. So, but for now, yes, you can look on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube for the link for the lives. Now, without further ado, let's get right into this episode, y'all. I know y'all probably be like, what is she talking about? So you telling me no sex. That's exactly what I'm saying, no sex. This month is September, and it's coming up on a year for me being celibate. So, yay! Cheers to that. And I just want to talk a little bit about what led me up to this point, the journey, and the benefits and why I've decided to go celibate. Now y'all know I'll be wearing my heels, man. Don't mind my feet too. I just looked at that. They a little crusty too. Ooh. Please don't mind my feet. Judge your mama, not me. Alright, anyways. I want to talk about I want to talk to my virgins for a little while. And just touch on what you may be going through. Like, I feel like we all kind of start losing our virginity in high school. That's where it's like normalized, like 16, in this generation, it probably be a little younger. I'm not for sure, but I'm pretty sure it's a little younger than 16. The world is come to such a different place right now. And so I just want to talk to a little. I want to talk to y'all for a little bit because we can be peer pressured so easily. And even if you are a leader, but you see everybody else doing it, and if you see everybody else talking about it, you're going to eventually just want to try it out, just want to see what's it about. But I just want to talk to y'all about the reason why I feel like we should wait, and the the pros and the cons of having sex, and just things of that nature. So if you have not had sex yet, I advise you not to. And I'm not going to get on here and I'm not going to say, oh, God said don't have sex. He's going to this and this and that. No, I'm just going to give you some advice on why I feel like it is important, and why I feel like God have been trying to save us from the heartbreak that comes with sex. So, if you have not had sex before, I want to let you know that it is okay to learn yourself before having sex. And I think it is important for you to learn yourself before having sex, because in this journey that I had being celibate, I learned that people do not really have a personality. Nobody truly have a personality because they lost their selves. When you have sex with somebody, it's very easy to create a connection, a bond that you don't necessarily have to get to know somebody, because once you commit that act of sex, it's no going back. It's no turning back. You're going to It's a spiritual connection that you just build with this person called a soul tie. And if you don't know yourself, it's very easy to become the identity of the person that you had sex with. Like, it's very easy not to become the identity, but to become consumed by that act. It's very easy to be more manipulated. It's very easy to be walked over. It's very easy to start having self-esteem issues because you're more prominent to it, because you haven't learned yourself. If you have not learned yourself, then you are not mentally able to come with heartbreak. So that's really what God is protecting us from, the heartbreak of it all. Because once you have a soul tie with somebody, it's so hard to break. It's so hard to stand up for yourself, because now you centered your whole life on this one person and being who this person wants you to be and not who you truly are. And that's the thing. You can be a leader, you can be anything. You don't have to be easily influenced by just anything. But once you're influenced by the act of having, that intercourse, once you're influenced into doing it and pursuing it with somebody, it's very hard to disassociate yourself with that. It's very hard to break that tie, because it's something that is so sacred. And sometimes we get taken away by the rush of it all. When you have intercourse with somebody, it's more of a physical thing that people get taken away from, to the where we don't even think about the mental consequences that's really coming behind this. When we have intercourse, the physical, it really takes away from the spiritual, because at the end of the day, it's mind over body. But sometimes our flesh can take control, and we don't have no real control over what we are willing to say no to and what we are willing to agree to. And it's the rush. It can become like the rush of the moment. When you in it, you're not thinking about the consequences of what this is really doing to your mental, what this is really doing to your physical. So when I think of sex, before I started my spiritual journey, my concept of sex was not as meaningful as it should have been. When I thought of sex, I used it as my pride, because I knew that I had some really good sex, but I knew my worth, but I did not live in my worth. So I used to just have sex, and then I would, if y'all know me, y'all know that my body count is like my age. So I used it as an outlet, and it was kind of like an addiction. Like, you know how some people say, like, oh, I can never go celibate. I can never go celibate, because they like the rush of having sex. Once you have sex, it's like it takes something out of you. Like, it's like any addiction, though. It's like a drink. When you have a drink, it's like a moment of relief. It's like, yeah, that's what, like, you're able to relieve yourself. You know, people, I need to relieve myself. It's like any other addiction with smoking. Oh, I get to relieve myself. Let me just take a load off, and let me just, same thing with drinking. Oh, every addiction has um some type of cause and effect. So, I'm doing this because, this is how it affects. This is everything that we do have a cause and have an effect. So when we having sex and stuff, it's another form of addiction. And if you can say, oh well, I can never be celibate because like sex is just too good to me. It's okay. You just have an addiction, just like everybody else has some form of addiction and some form of a way to try to run from our problems or not let them overtake us so much. But once we learn what sex mean on a spiritual level, now I'm going to tell y'all, on a spiritual level, sex is when two souls come into agreement with each other. So that means all of your demons, all of my demons, they're going to swap, because whatever I'm going through, you're going to now be going through. You're going to be feeling emotions that are not necessarily your emotions, but my emotions, because not only are we affecting, not only are we swapping spiritual beings, we are now swapping our emotions. We have a soul tie. A soul tie is so strong and it's so prominent that it's not something that you just want to have with anybody, because you don't know what people been through. The more that you go through in life, the more that you go through in life, and the more that you don't heal them things while you're going through it, it's gonna play a part on your relationship. It's gonna play a part on your partner. And we're out here just sleeping with these different people, not knowing the soul tie that they actually have, not knowing the people that are actually connected to them and the entities that are actually connected to them. Now we're connecting it to ourselves because we're not spiritually mature. We're very spiritually immature because we were not taught these things. So we think of it as, oh, it's just something that we do. It's just the act that we do when we like somebody. And I don't even yell like, oh, wait for marriage, wait for marriage. I say learn somebody and really get to know that person outside of sex, because if y'all cannot have a relationship outside of sex, I've learned so much while being celibate that people don't even know who they are. Literally, I've been trying to talk to people and it's like no type of personality. People don't have a personality. They base their personality around sex. Because when you do it so much and when you know that you're good at it, oh yeah, it's the motion in the ocean, and as long as I know how to do this and I know how to do that, I don't really have to, let somebody get to know me. But we're so closed off as well to where we don't even know how to allow people to get to know us. Our defense mechanisms is so up, but we want these different outcomes. So it's just important to just wait. Like, just wait until you know for sure that this is somebody. And now none of us is perfect. We all got demons. We all got stuff we're going through. And I would say wait until you find somebody you're willing to go through all these motions with. And if at the end of the day it's somebody that you're like, I'm willing to help you overcome your issues, if you're willing to help me overcome mine. And that's when I say, then whatever comes with sex, then if y'all agree, but you just have to make sure people intentions be wrong. Like, people know that. That's another thing. People know that the demons that they are carrying, and they will purposely have sex with you because they know that what they're carrying is going to make you be addicted to them. It's going to make you be so, it's not going to be easy for you to get over them. So they purposely have sex with you so you could become attached to them, so you can become addicted to them, so you can have that soul tie, so they can tear you down. And that is another thing that is so, I see it all the time, but people do not even know that that's what's going on. People literally would pray over it. Like, how do you say it? People will literally pray over you. Like, they will see you as prey, and they will scope you out, and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna get them, and when I get them, I'm gonna make them addicted to me, and then I'm gonna treat them like shit, so they won't know their worth, so they won't live in their worth. And everybody's intentions is not good. That's another reason why it's so important to learn somebody before you just have sex with them. You have to remember that, okay, if you're a young woman and you love to date older men. Now, I feel like I got a daddy, so but I'm not knocking nobody. But I've had older men try to talk to me, and every time I have a conversation with an older gentleman, I see exactly where he think he's going to manipulate me at. Men, sometimes, not even just men, older people in general, look at young people and think that they're young-minded to the point to where they want somebody that they can manipulate. Somebody that won't ask to see their flaws. Somebody that won't even know what to look for when they looking for flaws. But that's why I say, while you're young, try to develop yourself. Try to develop a personality. See who you really are. I'm 25 years old and I'm just now relearning my personality, because my personality when I was younger, it was bright. It was amazing. But the older I got, and when I got into a relationship, when I started having sex, all these things, I got so many people, souls attached to me, and on top of my own demons. It's like it suffocated me to the point to where I lost who I was. Now I'm relearning who I am from the beginning, and it's not easy. And then once you start having sex with, um, once you start having sex with multiple people and things, you get to wondering why, you become hypersexual, and why it starts to make you feel like, because after you do the act, you're going to want it more and more and more and more. And that's because it is a type of ritual that we were meant to perform with our significant other. That is something that is so sacred. Like, I don't even really know how to explain the importance of it, but we become hypersexual because all of the things that I've just mentioned, though, it all plays a part going back to the type of people that we are attaching ourselves to. And like I said, the person that's preying on you, and that's like, I'm gonna get that person right there, and I'm gonna make them mine. I'm gonna make them, want to do this with me all the time, and I'm gonna make them addicted to me. They have soul, they have demons attached to them that will make you just feel like, oh, I gotta have it, I got to have it. And that them things play a part in it. And then we have things like um rape and sexual assault. All them things can play a part, because for somebody to take something from somebody like that, they really have it really mess with your mental. First and foremost, if somebody ever took advantage of you, I know that your mental is messed up, because it makes you lose your worth and your value. It doesn't make you lose it, but it makes you forget it. It makes you feel like, well, I'm gonna just use myself for example. It made me feel like, well, if somebody's just gonna take it, I might as well just give it to them. It kind of puts you in that mindset. And everybody handle things different, but it always affects your mental, whether you are aware of it or not. And it's very it is very important to confront these things, because if you don't, it's not only going to play a part in your future, but it's also going to play a part in your kids' future and everything, because um that is also how spiritual traumas, I mean generational traumas, start to come about. I also wanted to just tell y'all a little bit about my journey and what actually made me go cold turkey, what actually made me stop having sex in my going on 1 year celibate journey. Clap again, because I'm really proud of myself, because I've been so sexual hyper. Like, I've that's been me. And so I used to have huge pride in my sex, because I was not the type of person that really cared too much about looks. I didn't care too much about um I didn't care too much about how I looked. I didn't pride myself in that. I didn't pride myself in clothes. I didn't try to wear, designer. Everybody had their things that they pride themselves in. Mine was sex, because I knew that what I had, nobody else had, and what I could do, nobody else can do. And I pride myself in that. And I also pride myself in not getting attached to somebody. So all my pride was rooted in my sex life. So That was when God had to break my pride, and so I can start listening to him. That one thing that had me so attached, that one thing that had me so like ego. My ego was in my sex life. That's my ego death was. That's the one thing that I know was holding me back from everything, because that's where most of my problems really came from. The way that people treated me, from not even just people that assaulted me, men in general. The men that I've encountered was pure. I wouldn't even say that they was pure evil, because all of them are not evil, but the way that they treated me was something different, and that made me, I never wanted to completely close off my heart, because I never knew, I've always had hope. But if y'all just knew what I went through as far as trying to dating, everything is just, everybody was mean to me. Like, everybody was mean to me. So what I started to do was I started to have sex with people and not grow no emotions. It used to be, come in, take your clothes off, do what I do, get out. That was me. Like, that's what I learned to do. And if y'all know me, my body count is like my age. It's about up there with my age, probably a little bit more. But, and that's what I would do. When I would go through, I only had one boyfriend. 2 times that we broke up, I'll just, go and do me and not really look for nothing serious, not take nobody serious. I used to try to, because I also didn't want to bleed on nobody that didn't cut me. So I would try to still be nice, still be kind, still be who I am, but just not get emotionally attached. And I was doing good, baby. I was doing amazing at that one. Until I wasn't. So, and the first time, God, he just slowed me down. He gave me a warning, and he was like, I want you to slow down. And he showed me my husband, and he did all this. He wanted me to stop having sex completely and get closer to him, but I tried, and I was just lonely. I had a void, and I'm like, God, you're not, fulfilling it for me. You're not listening to me. I don't feel okay. I don't feel good. I don't want to feel like this. I still want to live in my flesh. I still want to please my flesh, because it says that you were supposed to fulfill all these things, and you want me to stop having sex, but you not helping me. I need help. Like, I'm crying to God, like, God, I need help. I need help. And the way he helped me is not a way that I was expecting. I said, I need help like that now. Hold on. A year ago, I was diagnosed with HSV1. And I'm like, okay, all right, God, I see you. You got me. You got me. I'm sitting the fuck down, because I would not be able to live with myself if I gave this to anybody else. I would not be able to live with myself. So I said, you got me. I throw my hands up. And in this past year, I've learned so many things. I've learned so much about people. I learned so much about myself. I learned so much about everything. Like, it's crazy what a year of being celibate would do to you. 6 months. Now when I'm dating, it's, if you can't even, every time I try to talk to somebody, it always go back to sex, and I just be like, this is the best we can do. Like, please take me home. Please stop talking. Please hang up on you. Not in the mood. That's just been me lately. It's been hang up on you, because I'm not in a mood. I can't do it no more. My patience have been running so low. It's been running so low, it's crazy. Like, I cannot deal with people bullshit no more. Everything has been so like limitless. And then, when you fast, I'm gonna just put y'all on a little bit. This ain't really the topic, but when you fast, it what I'm trying to say, when you fast, one of the things that God asks you to sustain from is sex. He wants you to stop having sex because sex can play a part on your mind. It can play with your mind, and it can play with your heart. And if God is trying to touch your mind, He's trying to touch your heart, He cannot be fully heard if you're in your emotions, because sex, it puts you on your emotions. It's touching things on the inside. That's why we are only supposed to do it with our husbands. That's why we are only supposed to do it with the one that God created for us. And another thing is, when you don't know if God have somebody out there from you because you feel like you're not good enough, and you feel like you have this flaw and this flaw and this flaw, somebody out there that'll love every single flaw that you have, just like God loved every single flaw that you think you have. God made us perfect just the way we are. So if God made you perfect and just in His image, if God made you in His image, why would what anybody else say even matter? You have to remember that people only project what they feel about themselves onto you. So anything that anybody is saying about you, it's not true, because God made you perfect just the way you are. So we all here thinking that, oh, ain't nobody gonna love us. We might as well just, everybody just do this to me and treat me this way and act like this towards me. But it's like, that's God's way of protecting you, actually. Everybody's treating you like that because God don't want you. He allowed that. You got to remember that the devil had to ask God permission to touch Job. He had to ask God permission to do all these things because he don't have no authority to do anything besides put what he feel about himself and make you feel that way. So when we feel like people don't love us, and we feel like we're not deserving of love, you have to remember that you are deserving of love, and that God made somebody out there specially just for you. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what you do. I don't care what you've been through. I don't care about none of that. It is somebody out there that was made just for you. And most of the time we do not get to experience that love because we so prone to settling. Like, I'm just gonna settle for this person because I just don't see no hope. I don't see no hope. I'm hopeless. Like, from what I've seen so far, baby, if somebody out there for me, they must be on the other side of the world or something. But that's what God gonna take you to, that side of the world. We can't be so quick to accept what is in front of us, because the very thing that we're waiting for is right behind us, waiting for us to let go what's in front of us so they can come up and come scoop you up like the prince. Like the prince. Like the Cinderella you are. Stop playing. Like the prince you are. Oh shit, hold on. I'm gonna be so mad editing this, like, shit, I go with this damn water again. But yeah, this was meant to be a little short episode. Um, so thank you guys for listening on Twitch, and thank you guys for listening at home. Do not forget, I will be going live on Mondays and Wednesdays on TikTok Live and on Twitch, and also recording on these days. I don't know exactly what days I will be uploading. I am still working on that, but I love y'all, and bye.